Hobgoblin, Dr. Octopus, Eddie Brock. These are just a few of the people who had the misfortune of being on the receiving end of Spider-Man's killing spree. Suffice it to say that when Peter Parker breaks bad, the next thing that breaks will be his enemies' backs. If you go to prison, you'll just be back out in no time like all the rest. So spread the word, Hobgoblin. Spider-Man is playing for keeps now. Those were the words that opened what would eventually become one of the most brutal chapters in Spider-Man's long history. Because here's the thing, those aren't empty threats. And soon enough, everyone will find out that a symbiote-influenced wall crawler is one of the deadliest creatures in the world. Because not long after giving Hobgoblin that ominous threat during their initial encounter, the glider-riding Norman Osborn ripoff would finally discover that Spider-Man was serious. Oh, he was dead serious. You started this, unmasking me, threatening me? You ruined the game, Spider-Man. Ruined our... Shut up! The not-so-friendly neighborhood Spider-Man would then give Hobgoblin a beating so hard that you'd think Peter trained in Frank Castle's school for gifted psychopaths. And when Spidey found out that Hobgoblin blew up the building Aunt May was in, well, to paraphrase that old adage that people who like bad music love, bodies are about to hit the floor. He did this. No, you started it. No, but I'll finish it. And at this point, Spider-Man has begun his killing spree, starting the rampage when he crushed Hobgoblin's head between his bare hands and leaving his mangled corpse along the streets of New York suburbs. Just a day later, Peter would find out that the Daily Bugle has made Hobgoblin's murder the headline for its morning edition. Murderer? Damn it, the damn Bugle, always painting me to be... It was justified. I was... And for a symbiote-influenced superhuman with the proportional strength of a spider, Peter knew at that moment who he should visit next. Jonah? Robbie, call the cops. Tell them we just had a murderer break in. Do it. Hey, get your hands off. I don't care anymore, Jonah. Isn't this what you wanted? You've been whipping up the city for years, telling them I'm a criminal. Well, looks like we both got what we wanted. I'm helping more people now, and I'm a criminal. Oof. Spidey just up and wrecked J. Jonah's moneymaker, those same hands he used to smear the wall crawler all these years. If I see one more word about me in your rag, I'll break the other hand. But all things considered, at least the Daily Bugle publisher only got off with a warning, which isn't what we can say for what happens to a couple of other supercriminals on Spidey's hit list. Because not long after that, Spider-Man would set his crosshairs on one of his classic rogues, Shocker, when Wilson Fisk, aka the Kingpin, hired him to kill the web-slinger. Shocker, second-rate thief. No way he'd come at me alone. And Peter was right, because at this moment, Shocker teamed up with Mac Gargan, the Scorpion, to attempt to take him down. But in a few seconds, they're going to find out that going after this non-quippy version of the wall crawler was the worst decision they've ever made in their lives. You expect us to think you've gone bad? That you... What? Spider-Man engulfed the 2-bit criminals with his newfound symbiote webbing, and next thing we see, get up. Well, I wasn't expecting you so soon. That's right, guys. Spider-Man literally tore Shocker and Scorpion limb from limb, which makes you realize that, whoa, Hobgoblin had it easy earlier. Now, not long after that, the Sinister Six, made up of Electro, Rhino, Kraven, Doc Ock, and Mysterio would catch wind of news that Spider-Man has become a stone-cold killer, so they decide to cut a deal with J. Jonah to take out the web-slinger for good. A double-crossing leading to Doc Ock getting replaced by Eddie Brock later, a guy who wants revenge against Spidey for getting him fired from his old job at the Bugle, and their plan was all set. So, this is where we're doing it. You can say it, Jonah. This is where we're killing Spider-Man. Oh, Mysterio, you sweet, naive fool. Haven't you heard not to count your chickens before they even hatch? Just a few minutes ago, however, Spider-Man had just finished murdering another supervillain, Beetle. Even better, Beetle snitched on Jonah and the Sinister Six before he bit the dust. And now, here we are. Wait, did you hear that? Surprise, surprise, Sinister Six. Looks like you're gonna need a few body bags before the night is over. Good lord. He's here! Remember the plan. Who has eyes on him? There, in the trees. Sure, Mysterio, stick to the plan. It doesn't matter, because just a few seconds later, and the fishbowl-headed illusionist would find himself getting a face full of intergalactic goo courtesy of a murder-mad Spider-Man. Ah! And don't think for a second that the web-slinger is done with his killing spree. Move! Draw him out! Don't worry, I'll make it easy. As you would expect, a mindless brute like Rhino would charge at Spider-Man head-on. Rah! This was your trap? You know how many times I fought all of you? Jeez, Spider-Man punched Rhino so hard that we can hear PETA complaining about it. All the while, Spidey just keeps reminding all these fools how their game plan was doomed right from the start. Yeah, well, you've never fought me. And if there's one advice we can give you guys, it's this. Don't be like Eddie Brock, because this is what happens when you try to be like him. Buddy, I don't even know who the hell you are. Electro would try to sucker punch Pete after that, but Spidey just instantly puts him in his place. The grave. Electro. A joke. If I manage to take some of you murderers with me, it'll be worth it. But hey, there's sort of a bright ending to all this, and we're not just talking about Spidey mowing down the supervillain population of New York. In the end, J. Jonah Jameson, of all people, would stop Spidey's murderous rampage that night. And ultimately, Peter Parker would free himself from the symbiote's influence and turn himself back into the hero we all know and love. Hell, he'd even become a member of the Fantastic Four when all was said and done. So, it all worked out. Still, there's no denying it. An unleashed Spider-Man out for blood makes the Punisher look like a cupcake. What do you think of Spider-Man going on this hardcore killing spree? Which other superheroes would you like to see go off the deep end? Let's talk about it in the comments section below. And if you love content like this, please don't forget to hit that like button, subscribe to our channel, and turn on all notifications for more amazing comic book videos. We'll see you soon, guys, only here at KRTV Marvel.